What's up? What it do, all my podcast listeners? Thank y'all for tuning in to the fourth episode of P Hood Talks, the talk of the hood. Dear black people, just a few questions, comments, and concerns. And I'm sure we've all got time for this considering you're probably not doing much of anything right now anyways. Dear black people, it's been 400 years since American slavery started. And from history, we're taught that 102 slaves arrived on the Mayflower in 1620. Yet, in 1619, 20 slaves had already arrived, brought by a Dutch ship to the nascent British colonies, arriving at what is now called Fort Hampton. Then it was Point Comfort in Virginia. Let's jump back in history. Although slavery has been a part of Portuguese, Spanish, French, and British history in the 16th century, the captives that landed in Virginia were more than likely the first slaves to arrive in what would be the United States 150 years later. And after the first captives were forced onto the shitty shores of Virginia by Dutchmen in 1619, the country relied mainly on the work of Native American slaves and white European indentured servants. It wasn't until the end of the 17th century that the transatlantic slave trade took impact on the American colonies. So as far as the transatlantic goes, I literally had to educate myself as to what this was. Known as the transatlantic slave trade or the Euro-American slave trade. It involved the transport by slave traders of various enslaved African people, mainly to Americans, regularly using the triangular trade route, and its middle passage existed from the 16th century to the 19th century. And for those unaware as to what the triangular trade route is, let me school you. This was a pattern of colonial commerce connecting three regions: North America, Europe, and Africa. All these regions crossed the Atlantic Ocean, which made it easy and low-key to transport and sell enslaved African people. It's the market in an advertisement for me. Signs would read, "To be sold, on board the ship, Bance Island on Tuesday the 6th of May, next at Ashley Ferry, a choice cargo of about 250 fine healthy Negroes. Just arrived from the Windward and Rice Coast. The utmost care has already been taken and shall be continued to keep them free from the least danger of being infected with the smallpox. No boat having been on board. All other communications with people from Charlestown prevented." This is pretty much some wicked wild shit and a description of their precious cargo, 250 fine healthy slaves. That's some weird shit to be advertising actual people. We're in 2022. Could you even imagine somebody selling you or auctioning you off or having you be a house slave or field slave or whatever slave? Could you imagine having to endure that in 2022? Yes, sir, master. Yes, sir. I get it done for you right now, sir. Sorry, sir. And still in today's world, we all seem to talk like that in some way, shape, form, or fashion, which is absolutely absurd. It almost seems as if our power is pulled away from us purposely. And we all know that it is. So there's no guessing, there's no thinking. It's a we already fucking know. Because we have the capacity and the mindsets to surpass most. And that's what strikes them the most. That's what the fear about it is. Yet, if we do not educate ourselves and take the time to book smart ourselves and learn the knowledge that we need to learn to take these fuckers to a higher justice than just a protest or a riot, we're not going to get anywhere. Yeah, you can protest and you can riot all you want, but guess what? They're not going to do anything but rebuild, boot y'all ass out, and start the fuck over again. That's it. Get rid of what doesn't belong. And if you think you don't belong to this world, then I don't know what to tell you. But because we carried it on our backs, let me go back. Not we, because our ancestors carried this world and put this world on their backs and their shoulders, and they let their feet bleed as they took the path for us to be where we are now. Don't y'all think we should show a little bit more gratitude? Maybe a little bit more respect? Maybe we should all join the same bandwagon and educate ourselves and start a purposeful uprising. Something that would actually put a dent in the suppression and all the aggression that's given to us, the belittling, all of that. All it takes is for us to read, which not many people do in today's society, which is read, which is kind of fucking weird because it's it's vital. Like it could be right in your face, and the bitch still won't read the fucking sign. Further in today's news, that's neither here nor there. Yet our ancestors could not read, y'all. You know what it took for them to read, to vote, to walk down the street without being harassed? You could walk down the street and harass your own brother, harass your own sister. Fuck it. Oh well, you on my way, bitch, move. Why? How can we all sit around the table and talk about Black Lives Matter when there's only so many of us that's actually willing to stand up for the cause the right way? Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. Y'all must understand that. Yet, at the time that we are in, history is repeating itself all over again. No one's paying attention. Everybody's just kind of gloating by and trying to see what the next movement is going to be, what the next trend is going to be. Some TikTok, Instagram type shit. I don't understand. It's like they don't get the fact that this is the future for your kids and their kids and so forth. And if you decide to sit back now and do absolutely not a fuck thing, then guess where the future lies for your kids' future and their kids' future and so forth. Absolutely no fucking where. And if you cannot put a dent into what is happening in the world today, do it another way. Still educate yourself and build a foundation. Create, invest, help. All it takes is for someone to reach their hand out to pull the next up. And dear black people, that's another issue with us. We are selfish in our own ways. You can only find a handful of us that are probably selfless. But majority of us are about our own money. And that's okay because of the society we live in, which makes it fucking okay. And that really wraps me the fuck up. Further in today's news, we have to learn how to help one another in order to meet the common goal. Work as a team. As one person, you can yell to the top of your lungs as to what you feel about what the cause may be at that particular moment in life. But the real question is, what the fuck are you gonna do? You are one person, and 9 times out of 10, ain't nobody listening to what the fuck you got to say unless you just get to throwing chairs and everything and, start an uproar, start a fire somewhere, bitch. Metaphorically speaking. Start a fire in the fucking court. Take it up to the Supreme. Do what you need to do. Me, on the other hand, I found a different way to support my ancestors. You know, what we always wanted, to be free, to have a life of our own, and be able to do what we want without being harassed by another motherfucker. Whether it's my own race or a Mexican or white folk or whatever the fuck. It don't fucking matter which race. Because at this moment, no race gets along and we all talk about each other, but yet we all love to follow the trends, which is fucking weird because birds of a feather flock together. And although we can't come together on something as political as Black Lives Matter, we can always come in agreement to the best trending topic on fucking Twitter or TikTok. That's sad that society takes, let's go back, not society, it's sad that social media takes people's mind off of what actually is going on in the real world. And you could read something on Facebook or you could read something on Twitter and you could just be reading it and it's probably like 2 months old, 3 months old. Oh, bitch, you late. You a day late and $1 short. So now what? You retweet your opinion and get no likes because no one gives a flying fuck because it's past tense. So yeah, keep up with the story of life of what's fucking going on around you. Pay attention to reality. Live in reality. Don't always live in social media. Social media is not going to tell you anything. And if you ask me, social media ain't nothing but the fucking government monitoring and listening to you. You ever notice that when you talking about something particular that you need and you coincidentally get on your cell phone and you get on Facebook and miraculously you scroll up and down your phone and what the fuck, I was just talking about I needed one of these right here. I just was saying I needed one of these. Bitch, that's why they ask you for access to your microphone on that bullshit. Oh, they tuning in. Access to your camera, all of that. And you not even reading nothing. You just clicking and going, clicking and going, clicking and going. I'm gonna get on Facebook, bitch, and I'm gonna give me a blue check mark. Set your stupid ass back because first of all, you're being watched by the government. Yeah. And they know your every move. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they know your location and all that other extra shit, your IP address, all of this shit. And you think that these people are gonna let you get away with anything? Probably not. That's why it's vital to learn, to read, to understand. The goal isn't to fight against or cause a fire with these fuckers. Okay? We can do that, but in another way. It doesn't always have to start with a protest, which sometimes get the memo across, but keyword is memo. It's just a memo, and when they get that memo, they take it, they ball it up, and throw that motherfucker in the trash, and they keep it moving. And then they kick something out to you that takes your mind off of what's going on. And there we go again. Everybody in the fucking world is sidetracked, and everybody following the hottest trend somewhere. You got to help me understand what be going on with the world. I don't know. I think we all need to cut our light bulbs on because at this particular moment, it's coming to an end. Hell, I'm in Louisiana. It's 33 degrees down here. Like, goddamn. I didn't move from Michigan to come to the cold weather. But if we read the book of Revelations, y'all would know that in the end of our times, we would not be able to tell the difference between the seasons. And last year in January, it was like 75, 78, something like that. But it was nice. It wasn't cold at all. But this shit is weird and crazy. Read to understand. Listen to understand, not to respond. So without further ado, let's get into the other portion of Dear Black People. We are not the same. Cut from a different cloth, bred from a different breed. Let's talk about it. I have so many questions Like, what's with the violence towards our own culture? Why fight for BLM when we can't even get along as a culture? When will we rise? Are y'all done yet? Because I got shit to do. And if some of y'all ain't gonna educate yourselves before speaking out, then shit, yeah, we're all doomed. Believe that. Dear black people, we are sick of your shit. And when I say we, I mean the common sense having black folk. Dear black people, how come it's okay for y'all to wear straight blonde hair and blue contacts, or whatever the fuck you want to call those things you put in your eyes, yet when a white person puts on cornrows or French braids, it's a racist thing? The pot calling the cattle black? Now, as far as white folks go doing the blackface shit, that's not okay. No matter how you justify it. The ignorance you're portraying will never be right or correct in any way. Dear black people, why open a business and charge an arm and a fucking leg for the products or the merchandise? I get it, I get it, I get it. You got a business to run, you're trying to make some money, okay? But damn, okay? We black folk already in the runts, in the trenches. We trying to pull ourselves up from the fucking dirt, from all the shit that we've already dealt with. And here you are, overcharging the less fortunate. Then get upset when black folk don't support your black owned business. Your shit costs too much. Would you fucking buy it? Dear black people, why do we have to go broke to look rich? Who in the hell are we trying to prove anything to? Yourself or your own culture? Are you trying to be better than someone else? I'm confused. Cause them white folk don't give a fuck or a damn about how much money you got. Or the fact that you decided to spend your $300 check on the J's that just hit Saturday. What no one's ever heard of, investments. Put that money into the future, foundation, or your child's education. Do we even put money aside for our children's schooling anymore? Or is that not of importance? Money is the root of all evil. And we all need it and want it. But to have too much only means more problems, just like having too many fucking friends. Especially if you're not going to do anything productive with it. Invest, and then you can really start living. Dear black people, Black Lives Matter, that was the hugest movement. And going, yet, how can we support this movement when we are either fighting against one another and or killing each other? No other race, and I mean not one, fights their own race, unless it's for political reasons, or there may be something else behind it of value to them. Long story short, when the fuck are we gonna stop killing each other and band together and do what Black Lives Matters actually means? We need to band together, stand together, become one, and take whatever it is that we need to take the fuck down so that we can move forward prosperously in life and with our lives. It's simple. If we cannot do that, then we'll just go nowhere fast. And who's gonna be the fucking blame for that? Clearly, our own fucking race. It's sad. We like to see each other down. And don't be doing better than the next, cause they gonna hate so bad that the congratulations gonna tell you that bitch lying. Our people have a nasty jealousy trait. So gross that you think it's a jealousy demon. Y'all have got to be stopped. Dear
Dear
black
black
people,
people,
we use a word that's so degrading and a downplay to our race, making ourselves look even more acceptable to the supremacy. It's almost as if it's a part of our dialect. But why? We say it to each other all day long. Yet when the people who originated the fucking word say it, we get offended. May I ask why? If you ask me, no one should be using the word. It's degrading to the black culture and a slap in the fucking face. Some may say it's a habit. Who's teaching you these fucked up habits? Like, it's you teaching your kids to hate too? Shit, we all know no one's born to hate. We're all simply born in love, though. The hate shit is taught. Your mama and your daddy taught you that shit. And that's sad of them to even do that. So I don't blame you. I blame your sickening ass parents. As well as this retarded ass world we live in. And I'm sure the black culture as a race is being laughed at and ridiculed for dimming our own lights without knowledge that there is no power. In order to elevate, we must do so. Gain the knowledge that we need to progress. In order to be greater, we must educate ourselves.
Dear
Dear
black
black
people,
people, did you know that 70% of violent crimes done by our own race is done on other black folks? What a fucking story to tell. Unfortunately, my sources will not reveal the ratio between cops killing black people. And let's be real, I've seen some videos of black people being shot down. Crazy shit. Yet I will say this, 65 to 70% of the time, the victim is taunting or wielding some sort of weapon and means of harming or threatening the lives of others. With multiple tries and attempts to get this person to put this weapon down, they just don't want to comply. Oh, so you want to be gangster, huh? Well, cap, cap, pow, pow. Decisions have to be made rationally, and it's either your life or theirs. On the other hand, I have seen it to where the person may not have been doing anything and the cops act ignorantly and out of proportion. Not by the laws, but by their own motherfucking thoughts that they don't like. The fact that they don't like them goddamn selves, so they want to take it out on somebody else. Probably because they was bullied in school or some shit like that, but I don't give a fuck whichever one it is. Killing somebody for no reason, anybody, black, white, Chinese, purple, green, fuchsia, nobody deserves no shit like that. The only person that needs to do such things are the good Lord God when he call your ass home, when your time is up. The police don't need to make that decision. That's not their decision to make. And any police officer who even thinks it's okay to do something like that, fuck you and your mother. I wouldn't give a flying fuck if you was white or you was black, okay? Because that ain't got shit to do with me, okay? Your color ain't got shit to do with me. It's how you think. It's your process, your mind thought. If you gonna sit there and you gonna think like a dumb fuck, whether you black or white or purple or whatever, bitch, I'ma treat you just like the fucking way you think. Period. What do you expect me to do? I'm only gonna go down to your intellect. If that's what you want, because you're not gonna be able to understand my intellect, so I'm gonna have to dim it down for you.
dear
Dear
black
black
people,
people, have we forgotten those who paved the way for us to walk in the shoes that we wear today? For us to have the things that we have, rights to vote, rights to speak, your freedom of this, which is absolutely a crock of bullshit, and I'm still waiting on my 2 acres and a fucking mule. Period. Somebody's got to transfer that shit down the line of fucking ancestry because I need my 2 acres and a mule. Please and thank you. Have we forgotten Dr. Martin Luther King's speech? Have we forgot our struggles? Yet, this is what we do. Fight against one another, pick with one another. We try to be better than one another. Talk shit while uneducated and not knowing a damn thing. Taunting and harassing our own culture instead of talking together for the better. It can't be sometimes. It has to and must be all the time. And like so, if not you, then who? If not now, then when? Or some shit like that, some shit like that. There's a choice to be made though, as to whether we want to take our reign as alphas, alpha females, alpha males, here in this life we are living. Because we definitely are capable. Everyone's afraid of change and the outcome it may bring. Yet change is good. Change is what we need. A clean slate. A strong mind to think with. We are fearless leaders with an impact. Ambitious and filled with melatonin that they all want. An attraction to everyone, assertive and strong minded, open yet closed to what doesn't make sense. We all want to be greater than great, which can be done, yet that depends on whether or not we can band together and all get the job done collectively. Dear
Dear
black
black
people,
people,
more than often I've watched enough of the bullshit, the ignorance, the entitlement, the lack of knowledge. We carry can't be any sadder, if that's even a fucking word. And it hurts because we can do better, but we choose not to. If you knew better, you'd do better, right? I believe a lot of people are comfortable with the government assisting their families. I mean, shit, it's free money though. But where's the integrity in that shit? The issue is getting comfortable. I've always been told never to get comfortable on one spot because there's always room to do better, to obtain better. So what the fuck do we be waiting for? Educate, educate. We need more than a few blacks in the White House. This goes for all races. The decisions made for the common good of the people sometimes don't really work out that well. Rights and freedom stolen, literally, right from up under our nose. At the drop of a fucking dime, the people will speak. Yeah, until you strike a nerve and then it's okay, buddy, we've had enough. Shut them the fuck up. It's not a conspiracy, nor is it a rumor in the wind. Open your eyes and realize that everything is done for a reason. The welfare, the COVID, all of the terrorist attacks that have happened over the years, the redundant ass oil war, like the immigration return law shit. Like these people have got to be stopped before we fuck around and kill off our own race. Be glad, be glad for your black sister or brother standing next to you because they've done better for themselves. Be happy for them genuinely and with sincerity and hopes of being in their place one day. Dear
dear
black
black
people,
people,
my culture, my race, my brothers, my sisters, for the sake of our future generations and the here and now, we have to do better, do more, less talking, more action. I forever ask people, what can you do? You're one person, and the people of the world can't fucking hear you. So what's your point? Yet, if we took the time to stand together and lift up one another, we could bellow through the entire universe without an issue. You know our roots? That old Lean On Me chant? Y'all remember that old movie? I believe it came out in 1989. Lean On Me? Morgan Freeman played the principal. He put chains on all the doors to keep the gangsters out. Obviously, that's a fire hazard. So, they tried to take him down. The school board. They wanted him out. Get his ass up out of there. Those black kids were not having it. They went to war for that man. When they took that man to jail, them kids rallied outside that school and they sung and they sung and they sung and everybody's voice was heard. That's what I mean. And I was probably out there too, like, let my people go, fuck asshole. What you saying? I come through the doors. No, I'm just playing. I ain't about to run up in no police department. I ain't that crazy. That would have totally been me, though. Straight Moses. But y'all remember that movie. If we were to rally this way around the world, the damage and imprint and change we could make. Y'all couldn't even imagine. And I'm knowing. Some shit like that. Dear
dear
black
black
people,
people,
no one's against you. You're literally against yourself. At war within, check yourself. And have some damn respect when someone is offering or trying to help you. Pride can be gruesome and to hold back. And you're the only one who can tame that beast within. Get your mind right and stay afloat. Cause to drown is to fail. And if we fail to plan, then like I said before, we generally plan to fail. Like a failure to yourself, your family, and your country. Such a disgrace. Most of our issues come from within. Insecurities and anxiety just weighing on our shoulders, breaking you down atom by atom. Yet if we utilize these very things that hold us back, the growth will take place. That change you want to see, It starts with you, my sisters and brothers. You are the only one that can change the world that we live in today. I want to thank y'all for joining me here at P Hood Talks, the talk of the hood. Stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Uplift one another. Happy Black History Month. Y'all be blessed. Stay blessed.